The internet stopped scrolling when a video surfaced in December 2025. A man, disheveled and barely recognizable, was spotted rummaging through dirt behind a 7-Eleven in Riverside, California. Fans couldn't believe their eyes when they realized who it was. This wasn't just anyone living on the streets. This was Tylor Chase, the kid who made millions laugh on Nickelodeon's Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. The same actor who once had it all now had nothing. But what the cameras captured was only the surface of a nightmare that had been unfolding for over a decade. And when his father finally decided to speak out, the truth he revealed would break hearts across the world. The videos went viral instantly. Millions of views. Thousands of comments. Everyone asking the same question: how did this happen? Behind those shocking images lies a story far darker than anyone imagined. A story of mental illness, rejected help, and a family watching their son disappear right before their eyes. In the early 2000s, Nickelodeon was the dream factory for kids everywhere. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide premiered in 2004 and became an instant hit. The show followed 3 middle schoolers navigating the chaos of teenage life. Tylor Chase played Martin Qwerly, one of the recurring characters who added humor to the show. For 3 years, from 2004 to 2007, Chase was part of something special. He worked alongside Devon Werkheiser and Daniel Curtis Lee. They were young, talented, and living the dream. The show wrapped in 2007, and like many child actors, Chase had to figure out what came next. But what came next wasn't more fame. It was something far more sinister. Fast forward to December 2024. A TikToker named Let Halalai was filming content in Riverside when she spotted someone who looked vaguely familiar. The man was dirty, wearing tattered clothes, and appeared to be in distress. When she realized it was Tylor Chase, she couldn't believe it. She approached him and started recording. What she captured sent shockwaves through social media. The videos spread like wildfire. Comments flooded in from people who grew up watching him. Let Halalai didn't just film and leave. She tried to help. She started a GoFundMe campaign, raising over $1,200. She bought him new clothes, shoes, and even washed his hair on camera. It seemed like a heartwarming moment. But things were about to take a troubling turn. Within a week, the GoFundMe was shut down. Let Halalai revealed that Chase's mother had reached out with a devastating message. Tylor couldn't manage money. He had issues with his medications. And most importantly, he didn't want help. The influencer made the difficult decision to close the fundraiser and return the donations. It was a gut punch to everyone who thought they were witnessing a rescue story. But the real story goes back much further than December 2024. On Christmas Eve, Joseph Mendez Jr. made the painful decision to break his silence. The 60-year-old realtor from Georgia had watched his son spiral for years, hoping things would get better, praying for a miracle that never came. But when those videos went viral and the world started asking questions, he knew it was time to tell the truth. In a raw, emotional interview with the Daily Mail, this father opened up about a battle that had been destroying his family behind closed doors. His son, he revealed, had been fighting demons that most people couldn't imagine. The words Joseph spoke were heavy with a decade of pain. His son had been struggling with severe mental health issues and dependence for over 10 years. 10 years. Think about that. This nightmare didn't start with the viral videos. It began around 2014 or 2015, not long after the Nickelodeon days ended. While fans remembered Tylor as the funny kid on their TV screens, behind the scenes, something dark was taking hold. And this father had been fighting a war that nobody knew about, watching his son slip away piece by piece. Joseph's voice carried the weight of a father's worst nightmare as he explained what they were dealing with. In 2015, doctors diagnosed Tylor with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. If you don't know what that means, imagine your brain turning against you. Bipolar disorder creates extreme mood swings, launching you from manic highs where you feel invincible to crushing lows where you can barely get out of bed. Schizophrenia messes with your perception of reality itself. Now combine those two conditions. It's a perfect storm of instability. But it didn't stop there. Substance use entered the picture, creating a toxic combination that made everything exponentially worse. The father's words painted a picture of desperation and exhausted hope. For over 10 years, the family had been fighting to get Tylor the help he needed. They tried everything. Around 2021, they finally convinced him to enter a rehabilitation facility in Georgia. Joseph allowed himself to believe that maybe this was the turning point. For a while, it seemed like he was right. There was real progress. But then came the decision that shattered everything. Tylor chose to stop taking his medications. He went back to using substances. And in an instant, all that progress evaporated. Joseph's words during the interview were heartbreaking in their honesty. He said his son is a wonderful person when he's himself, when the illness isn't in control. But when those conditions take over, Tylor becomes someone else entirely. But a father's love doesn't give up. The family kept trying. When Tylor moved back to California to be near his mother, Paula Moisio, they convinced themselves that proximity might be the answer. Joseph held on to that hope even as reality kept proving otherwise. Despite all their efforts, Tylor continued to refuse ongoing treatment. He wouldn't stay on his medications. He turned down every offer of help. And slowly, he slipped through the cracks until he ended up on the streets of Riverside. Here's where the story takes a turn that's both complicated and heartbreaking. Tylor himself spoke to reporters, and what he said contradicted everything his father had revealed. He admitted he likes to vape and mentioned taking a cocktail of medications: Prozac, Adderall, Sudafed, Wellbutrin, and Zoloft. He claimed all of these were prescribed by a psychiatrist. But then came the statement that must have devastated Joseph when he heard it. Tylor insisted he doesn't have any serious mental health conditions. Can you imagine being a parent, watching your child suffer from diagnosed bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, fighting for over a decade to get them help, only to hear them deny the very illnesses destroying their life? This disconnect between father and son reveals one of the most heartbreaking aspects of severe mental illness. Sometimes, the person suffering can't recognize their own condition. They genuinely believe they're fine, that everyone else is overreacting. This denial becomes a prison with no walls. Joseph knew the truth. The doctors knew the truth. But Tylor couldn't see it. How do you help someone who doesn't think they need help? These are questions that haunt Joseph and countless other parents every single day. What Joseph revealed to the Daily Mail confirmed what authorities were also seeing. The Riverside Police Department has been reaching out to Tylor at least once a week. Every single week, they offer him resources: temporary shelter, treatment programs, mental health services. And every single week, Tylor refuses. Court records paint a troubling picture. 12 criminal cases since August 2023. 8 of those happening in 2024 alone. Most involved shoplifting and being under the influence. But he's not currently wanted for any crimes. He's just a man caught in a cycle he can't seem to break, while his father watches helplessly from Georgia. Then something beautiful happened. Daniel Curtis Lee, who played Cookie on Ned's Declassified, decided to step in. In late December, he tracked Tylor down on the streets of Riverside. The reunion was captured on video. When the two former co-stars saw each other, they embraced. It was emotional, raw, and genuine. Lee didn't just stop at a hug. He took Tylor out for pizza. During the meal, Lee FaceTimed Devon Werkheiser, who played Ned on the show. Seeing the three of them reconnect was powerful. Lee went even further. He checked Tylor into a hotel room, getting him off the streets. He captioned his Instagram post with hope: well-fed and safe from the rain. Hotel secured. One step closer to long-term treatment. Devon Werkheiser also spoke out about the situation. He told TMZ that seeing his former co-star like this was heartbreaking. He remembered Tylor as a sensitive, sweet kid. But he also acknowledged the harsh reality. You can't force someone into recovery. You can offer resources, support, and love, but ultimately, they have to choose it for themselves. Another former child star joined the effort. Shaun Weiss, who starred in the Mighty Ducks movies, reached out publicly on Instagram. Weiss knows this struggle intimately. In 2020, he was in a similarly declined state. But he accepted help, entered treatment, and rebuilt his life. Now sober and stable, Weiss wanted to pay it forward. He announced that he had secured a bed for Tylor at a detox facility and arranged for long-term treatment. Everything was ready. All Tylor had to do was say yes. Joseph Mendez confirmed that he had been in contact with Weiss, coordinating efforts to help his son. Can you imagine the mix of emotions this father must have felt? Gratitude that strangers cared enough to help. Hope that maybe this network of support would be the thing that finally broke through. But also the crushing weight of knowing that even with all these people rallying around Tylor, even with resources lined up and ready, the same problem remained. His son had to be willing to accept the help. Joseph's words in the Daily Mail interview captured the painful truth that kept him up at night. His family has been trying for many years to get Tylor the support he needs, but ultimately, he must be willing to accept help. Tylor is deeply loved by his family and friends, who remain hopeful and are praying that he will accept the help being offered. Every word of that statement carried the weight of a decade of heartbreak. Then came Christmas morning, and everything fell apart again. Daniel Curtis Lee had checked Tylor into that hotel room with such hope. But when morning came, the news was devastating. Tylor had trashed the room. Reports claimed there was a microwave in the bathtub, and the space was left in complete disarray. By the time anyone realized what had happened, Tylor was gone. He had left the hotel and returned to the streets. Lee posted another update, and you could feel the frustration and heartbreak. The cycle continued. Tylor was back where he started, but the story didn't end there. Shortly after the hotel incident, news broke that changed everything. Tylor had been hospitalized. A crisis center made the determination that he needed immediate medical attention. This was the moment his family, his friends, and his fans had been hoping for. Maybe this intervention would be the turning point. Tylor's mother, Paula, had been vocal throughout this nightmare, and her words echoed what Joseph had been saying. She made it devastatingly clear that her son needed medical help, not money. She understood what many well-meaning people didn't. You can't throw cash at severe mental illness and dependence issues and expect them to disappear. What Tylor needed was professional intervention, careful medication management, and long-term psychiatric support. The kind of help that Joseph and Paula had been desperately trying to get him to accept for over a decade. Joseph Mendez remained cautiously hopeful, the way only a father who's been disappointed 1,000 times can be hopeful. He told reporters that his son is a wonderful person when he's stable, when the medications are working and the illness isn't in control. The Tylor that his family knows and loves is still in there somewhere, buried beneath the layers of bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and substance dependence. But getting him back requires medical treatment that he's been resisting for over 10 years. The father's hope was tempered with hard-earned wisdom. He knew that even with hospitalization, the journey would be long and painful. There would be setbacks that break your heart. But at least now, Tylor was in a place where he could receive professional help. All Joseph could do was pray that this time, his son would finally accept it. This story raises bigger questions that go beyond just one person. Tylor Chase is far from the first Nickelodeon star to struggle after the cameras stopped rolling. Amanda Bynes, Jeanette McCurdy, Drake Bell. The list is long and troubling. Child stardom comes with unique pressures. These kids experience fame, money, and attention before their brains are fully developed. And when the show ends, they're left to figure out who they are without the thing that defined them. Mental health resources for child actors are limited. Once a show wraps, the support system often disappears. There are no mandatory check-ins, no ongoing therapy requirements. They're left to navigate adulthood on their own, often with trauma and untreated mental health issues. Tylor's story also highlights the broader crisis of mental health care in America. Facilities are overcrowded. Insurance doesn't always cover long-term treatment. When you add in the stigma surrounding mental illness, it's no wonder so many people slip through the cracks. The cycle of refusing help is one of the most frustrating aspects of these situations. For families watching their loved ones deteriorate, it's agonizing. They see the problem clearly, but they're powerless to force change. In many states, involuntary commitment is only possible if the person poses an immediate danger. Simply being homeless and refusing treatment doesn't meet that threshold. So families watch and wait, hoping their loved one will hit a low point that finally makes them say yes to help. As of now, Tylor's future remains uncertain. He's been hospitalized, which is a positive step. But hospitalization is just the beginning. Recovery from severe mental illness and substance issues is rarely a straight line. It's full of ups and downs, progress and setbacks. His father's statement captured the painful reality perfectly. The family has been trying for many years. They've exhausted options, spent money, lost sleep, and watched their son suffer. But they can't do the work for him. At some point, Tylor has to make the choice to fight for his own recovery. The public response to Tylor's story has been a mix of compassion and curiosity. Thousands of people have expressed concern and offered prayers for his recovery. But there have also been beautiful moments. The reunion with Daniel Curtis Lee showed that genuine friendship can survive years of separation and hardship. Devon Werkheiser's heartfelt comments demonstrated that he still cares. Shaun Weiss offering real help proved that recovery is possible. One thing is clear. Tylor Chase's story is far from over. Whether it ends in recovery or continues down a darker path remains to be seen. What we do know is that he's surrounded by people who love him. His father in Georgia, praying for his son to accept help. His mother in California, trying to navigate an impossible situation. His former co-stars, using their platforms to raise awareness. And thousands of fans, watching from afar and hoping for a miracle. The broader conversation about child stars and mental health needs to continue. We need better protections for young performers, mandatory therapy, financial safeguards, ongoing support systems. We also need to change how we talk about mental illness and substance issues. These aren't moral failings. They're medical conditions that require treatment. Shaming people for struggling doesn't help. What helps is compassion, understanding, and a system that makes quality care accessible. Tylor's hospitalization gives us a glimmer of hope. Maybe this time will be different. Maybe the doctors will find the right combination of medications. Maybe he'll finally understand that he needs help. Maybe he'll reconnect with his family and find a path forward. Or maybe he won't. The truth is, we don't know. Recovery is possible, but it's not guaranteed. And for those watching from the outside, all we can do is hope. The story of Tylor Chase is a reminder of how quickly life can change. One day you're on television, making people laugh. The next, you're on the streets, forgotten by the industry that once celebrated you. It's a reminder that fame doesn't protect you from pain. Money doesn't cure mental illness. And sometimes, no matter how many people try to help, the person struggling has to find their own way to say yes. As this chapter closes and a new one begins with his hospitalization, we're left with questions. Will Tylor Chase accept the help that's been offered? Will he find stability and rebuild his life? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. His story has touched millions of people and sparked conversations that desperately needed to happen. The cameras that once made him famous have now captured his darkest moments. But they've also captured something else. People caring. People trying. People refusing to give up on someone who's given up on himself. So we wait. We hope. And we remember that Tylor Chase is more than a viral video. He's someone's son. Someone's friend. And most importantly, he's a human being deserving of help, compassion, and a chance at recovery.